Hi, I'm the Global Runner and I'm trying to see if I can still run fast aged 51. So far I've run a 16:01 5k, a 33:02 10k, and now the next step is trying to go under 2:30 in the marathon aged 51. In this episode we go monster hunting.
They say there's a monster in that lake, but that can't be right. I'd have seen that by now, surely. I haven't seen any monsters.
I prove that lighter is better when trying to get a higher launch. I unlock a cheat code.
Oh man, that is like a mental health cheat code.
I run in some crazy beautiful places and reveal the one thing every runner should have. And let's not forget the Calgary Stampede fireworks.
Okay, seriously, Canada? Look at that. Of all the places to start a run, that's pretty cool.
So we're trying something different this week. I like to mix the videos up if at all possible. So we're going to look at each day one by one, and then we'll look at the full week's training at the end of the video. So let me know if you like that format. Today was 4th of July and I was in Kelowna, British Columbia, and I did a decent trail run. I just found a road that I ran up and up and up. It was a big uphill, and then eventually turned round and had some amazing views. Now the purpose of this week is to get a ton of miles in and to keep the heart rate low if possible, and I managed that on this run. And I've got to say, even at this early stage of packing in the miles, I could definitely feel the fitness turning round.
Done. The Airbnb that I'm renting is all the way up there, so I've got to go all the way up this hill. But instead, I thought I'd stop at this coffee shop and maybe walk up there. So this is definitely a double latte kind of day. We got the iced one and we got the hot one. And the real question is which one first? Like, life is a struggle sometimes.
Saturday and I'm slow moving today. The plan is to do 2 runs today and keep the mileage going. Just starting to feel it a little bit, but in a good way and a bad way. Like, I'm feeling like the fitness is definitely turning around, and that's exactly what I'm after. But just feeling a little bit tired in the mornings. So this one is going to be nice and slow.
Look at the 3 sisters there. The clouds make it look like they're volcanoes, almost like they're smoking. It's crazy. And then we got roller ski. I love this. That's how cross-country skiers train in the summer. Oh look, it's the train again. I always get caught by the train. These trains go on forever. I'm going to get another mile in. Cool, look, this is the fire hall. They're practicing, I guess. That's a hose. Or maybe that's just a more efficient way of watering the grass.
So first run of the day done and happy with that. That's 9 miles, very low heart rate, which I was happy with. I wanted to do a 2-hour trail run, so that is exactly what I did. And this is me explaining how my Norda 001 shoes were actually rubbing my Achilles,
Which has been rubbing my Achilles a bit, so I'm not going to wear those today.
So the normal Kjereg, how do you pronounce that? I mean,
I don't know.
You don't know which way I'm going. I'm going that way. Then after the run I had a coffee which looked a little bit worried, and then I took my girls mountain biking, which didn't always go to plan. Monday was back in Calgary and it was the start Stampede, so everywhere you go you see people wearing cowboy gear. Not me, but it's crazy, like wearing cowboy gear everywhere you go. So I did a couple of runs, one in the morning, and I finished it up with some strides, and then one in the afternoon, nice gentle easy one just to keep the legs moving and keep the mileage high. At the end of the day, I went to see Tyson, who really did some work on my calves in particular and my quads, and I'm always grateful for that. And then, of course, like every day in Stampede, we finished with some fireworks. Okay, it is Tuesday and I've had a super busy day at work. I managed to get a cheeky little commute run in this morning, just like 20 minutes. And now I'm going to run home and just get a little bit of pace on the treadmill. Just throw in a few sort of 6-minute mile pace efforts, just to sort of introduce a tiny bit of pace. The other thing is it's 31 degrees out here. I'm not complaining about the heat. I've complained all winter about how cold it is, so I am definitely not complaining about the heat ever. I'm just factually stating that it's very hot. Oh man, that is like a mental health cheat code. You want to sweat out the day's worries? Stick it on comfortably hard, like just a little bit more hard than comfortable. Stick on your favourite song and tell me you can't get euphoric. That is a mental health cheat code. Every runner needs one of these. A lacrosse ball. So exercise of the week this week isn't really a strength exercise. It's a reminder to make sure that you do your rolling. And you don't have to have a fancy foam roller. You can use a lacrosse ball. For $5 you can pick this up. Find where it hurts, just hold it where it hurts, and then when you can tolerate it, just kick it back and forth a little bit. I've found, and the physio has told me, that this is the best way to work out any sort of kinks or nicks or niggles. So exercise of the week is not a strength exercise this week. It's the lacrosse ball rolling exercise. Highly recommended. Okay, so back to the week's runs. On Wednesday, I started the day with some baby magpies. Look, there they are. And then I did an hour's run just to get some mileage up in the morning. Did about 8 miles, again, nice low heart rate. In the afternoon, I went to the track and unfortunately, I went when it was pouring rain. Didn't choose the right shoes. I only had Takumi Sen. So I was slipping all over the place, which really wasn't much fun. I definitely need to get some spikes for days like this. I was going to do 3 sets of 4 300s, but the rain was just super slippery. It was coming down like cats and dogs. Super fun to run in, but it made the track really, really slippery, particularly with the Takumi Sen shoes on. So I decided to cut things short. I didn't want to pull anything. I felt like I had to run within myself and controlled, and I couldn't really give it a full out effort because I was worried that I was going to slip and pull something. So ultimately I ended up doing 2 sets of 4 300s, which is a good start. It's a nice introductory speed session. I think I'll build it up to 3 sets of 5 300s eventually, but this was a great introduction to speed and really enjoyed it. Always enjoy going down the track. So my times are there up on the screen. They're okay. Again, I was trying to focus on form more than anything else because I really couldn't push it too hard with the slippery surface. But overall, extremely happy with that track session. Then Wednesday night, I jumped in my Nissan Micra, take a look at the paint job on the top of the car there. I did that, 3 cans of spray paint and the roller tape. That's what that took. Let me know if you like it. And I drove to a town 3 hours south of Calgary called Waterton, which is set in a national park and is absolutely stunning. Okay, this is about my 3rd take of this, but it is so windy, I just can't get the audio right. So we started the week at a beautiful lake in Kelowna, British Columbia, and we are ending the week at a beautiful lake at Waterton, Alberta. And it is super windy today, but I am headed along the lake there. And those mountains that you can see in the distance, they are in the US. So I'm going to go for a run into the US. Now, I know some Canadians have recently had some issues crossing the border. I hope I don't have any similar issues. But the biggest problem I've got is that I forgot my bear spray and we are slap bang in bear territory. So first order of business is to go into town, grab some bear spray, and then I'm going to head
to the US. Man, it's windy. Hey there, do you have any bear spray? Thank you. I do. $68 for bear spray. That feels like way too much money. Until, of course, it's the best money you've ever spent. So let's hope we don't need it. Okay, let's get going. Hashtag Canada delivers. Look at this. Unbelievable. And unspoilt. See that line in the trees up there? That is the border. So look, there's Canada. And I'm definitely not going into the US. I'm just gonna bring the camera around. This is definitely not me in the US. Look, United States on this side, Canada on this side. Okay, so this seems to suggest that as long as I don't go past the Goat Horned Ranger Station, then I'm all right to carry on. I'm definitely not going to that. Oh look, it's in miles and kilometres, that's funny. I'm not doing another 4 miles before I turn around. I think this is our turnaround point. I have done what I set out to do, which is to run to a different country. Look at this, like seriously. Oh, look at this, is like danger. I'm definitely going to slip if I try to go down there. This is dangerous. So, I mean, look at this. This is ridiculous. So that's Canada right there. And apparently I'm currently in the US, which is crazy. I love the whole fact that you can just run, that there's a cut in the trees there, and there's a hole in my top, but there's a cut in the trees there, and that is the border. Just crazy. Like, that's cool. How often do you get to run to a different country? Okay, heading back. I just thought if my phone dings me $20 as a flat fee for being in the US for a day, I'm not going to be happy. So there we have it, another week of training, and this one I'm very happy with. We pushed the mileage up just a little bit. We're up to 91 miles or 146 kilometers for the week, which I'm happy with at this stage. We're obviously going to get it higher, and we're up to 132 miles or 212 kilometers for the whole of July. Again, happy with all of that, and things seem to be going quite well. The one thing I would note on this particular week was, while I didn't seem to have any problems when I was running just super easy, on Tuesday when I did the treadmill efforts and then followed them up on Wednesday with the 8x300s, that felt like I was just pushing it a little bit too far. And what I seem to be finding is that if you just run easy, I can tolerate the mileage. But when you start throwing in pace as well, that's when things start to really feel like they're going to break down. So I need to be very careful about making sure that I don't overdo it in terms of speed and mileage. At this stage, we're just focusing on the mileage and maybe a few minor speed sessions in there just to keep the legs ticking over. Overall, extremely happy with that. We're going to keep building the mileage, come back next week and see where we are. Thanks for watching.